Good morning, everyone. Who is ready for a cup of coffee? I know I am. Oh, it's been quite a week. Lots to chit chat about. But first, let's take a sip of our coffee. Or tea. Or hey, if you're having a hot chocolate because it's hot chocolate weather. Or if you're having a drink because it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? And you might have Baileys. I have to get more Baileys or something that's like Baileys, but maybe a little bit cheaper than Baileys. Yeah, to go into coffee or hot chocolate. Yeah, now we're talking. All right, so if you're having a cup of coffee or tea or hot chocolate, cheers. Here's to a wonderful day. Yeah, that will do. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's a spot. Yeah, it's right where you need it. Oh, yeah, so today's kind of cloudy, windy, chilly. We're supposed to have flurries. They're not supposed to amount to nothing, which is good. And yeah, it's just cold. It's like stay in the house and hibernate weather. Yeah, so yeah, it's been a crazy week. Very crazy. It's always something going on. And last night I think was just the tip of the iceberg for me because our tree came down. Almost came crashing down. Yeah, okay, so the rocking chair, the one that swivels, the one I got at a yard sale for $5, it's a vintage rocking chair. Casey sat in it, I don't know, not too long ago, and there was a noise, and then we noticed there was a screw on the ground, so we have to fix that part where it goes around a circle, and yeah, and we gotta put the screw in. So, and I moved the rocking chair closer. Like if it was where it was, if I would have left it, nothing would have happened. And this is when I wish I could go back into time just a few seconds and okay, don't do this. It's like you have those moments where you wish you could go back into time, and this was one of them. And it all happened so fast. So it was closer to the Christmas tree. Now, if it wasn't a swivel rocking chair, it would have been fine. But because it swiveled, and of course it swiveled into the direction of the Christmas tree, and they got to know each other, and the tree went that way. Yeah, because the hubby tried to tilt it over to fix the screw just to see what was going on. Yeah, nothing broke ornament wise, which is good because we do have a few that are breakable on that tree. But so the tree won't stand. It won't stand. And we don't know why. Got this tree at Canadian Tire, I would say like 4 years ago, and it's a really good one. Because when we first got married, we started to get a real tree, because growing up, we always had a fake tree, and then later on, I don't know, probably somewhere in my 20s, we started to get a real tree, but not like too many places back then sold real Christmas trees. Like you either had to go to a Christmas farm, which there used to be one. We did do that at least once. I remember going to a real Christmas tree farm, and you cut it down, you do all that, but that's gets really hard, especially on my dad. That got really hard on him. So, and I think there is still a place, it's a little bit farther away, but really not worth it for to go out that way. It's just, yeah. And back then we would get it at Home Depot. All right, I'm back. The hubby called. Never a dull moment. Nope. Yeah, so Christmas tree back then, the only place I got one was Home Depot. Now, of course, you can get them at Elfros, at Sobeys, I think everywhere except for you know, Walmart. I don't think Walmart does it yet, but, you know, maybe they'll follow suit because all the other grocery stores do. But yeah, you know, they're, you know, easy to find. But like, so when we first got married, that's what we did. We got one. We could get one at Canadian Tire too. Canadian Tire's in their store that sells Christmas trees, and that's where we got ours. But then they went up, and it just was like more cheaper. It was more budget friendly just to get an artificial tree, you know, and it was $50. Well, the first one was from Walmart. It was $50. It was a piece of poop. It wasn't nice. And then we got one at Canadian Tire that was the same price as the one that we have right now, and it was a lot better. Yeah, it was just, like, it was still the same price, but it was just made a whole lot better. Yeah, so, I don't think I'll ever buy a Christmas tree at Walmart. No offense, Walmart, but, you know, again, yeah. So the stand somehow broke. We can't see where it broke. There's no crack, and all three pieces are connected and sturdy, but it's not standing. Like, it will stand, but it's very, very wobbly. So we did take some of the breakable decorations off, and right now it's kind of like the leaning tower. You know, it's leaning a little bit to the right. It's the wall, the corner of the wall there is holding it up. So we ordered one last night on Amazon, and hopefully it will fit when it comes today, because I'm just trying to not spend another $50, and also I'm trying not to take everything off that Christmas tree and put on a new Christmas tree and deja vu, do twice as much work, you know. And I still have to film for the Christmas home tour collab. I have most of it filmed, but guess what was the last part I had yet to film? Yeah, the Christmas tree. Yeah, because like I'll do like a close-up of certain ornaments. Yeah, so I still have time. Yeah, so it's Wednesday right now. You're watching this on Thursday, but like I have to Saturday. But everything else is filmed. Everything else is filmed. I did the opening. I even did the ending, the ending clip all on the same day, and everything else I did, because it is a lot of work, and you know, I do enjoy doing it, but it is a lot of work to film it, and you know, and then, you know, making sure everything stays tidy, which is harder, you know, than filming, I think, to make sure everything is tidy, because, like, yeah, you don't want, like, the counter cluttered, and, yeah, you don't want to show that, so you're trying to keep everything tidy, you know, and it's like, yeah, so you can film, yeah, oh boy, you can see, I got some decorations behind me. I did have a decoration that you will see, that's part of my major scene area, that broke. You know when I say that you can't have nice things when you have kids? It's true. It's true. You can't. No, I had this, it was like an ornament. It was like, all like clear, and it was like a bulb, and it had Mary, Joseph, and baby Jesus in the middle, and you can put batteries in. I need to take out batteries. I didn't get that far yet. Now I don't have to, because it broke, because Henry threw something at Casey. Well, Casey was sitting right here. Casey ducked, and it hit the glass ornament. So, like, you know, yeah, and it's like, oh, you can glue it back together. I'm like, no, I can't, because it's too fine of a glass. I can't, so I tossed it. And unfortunately, I got that at our thrift store last year, so. And it kind of sucks. You kind of get bummed, because it was beautiful, you know, different and unique, so. But it happens. Yeah. Yep, I have a tripod and a light right here, and I have like decorations right here. It's just, it's hard. I know, like, I need a bigger table. I don't have like the majority of the table, because we have the computer at the other end, so, but, and then I could, you know, with like the centerpieces and like the little decorations, that they take up room. And I'm going to be needing probably a little bit of room. Not too much room for this puzzle. I want to do this puzzle. This won't take me long. But I probably will need room for this puzzle, which I want to start soon. Yeah. can frame it. 16 by 36, 500 pieces. So yes, I need more table room, so I'll have to like move the decorations down a little bit. Yeah, as in. Yeah. You get a picture. This is probably gonna be hard because it's all like, it's just 2 colors, but a lot of it is like this color. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, we'll do that. We'll start, but we're going to start easy, and we're going to do this one. This one probably I won't put together with decoupage, but like this one I would like to. We'll see. But yeah, anyways, and that happened last night. Like yesterday I had such a good day. I went to my mom's to make my dad's cinnamon twisted bread, because if you're new here, my dad passed away this past August. You know, we thought we had like 10 more years at least before we had to start worrying, but no, cancer decided to take him a little bit sooner. So yeah, and that just happened also so fast. I felt like we were robbed of time, you know, because it did happen within months. And yeah, it was like a fast moving cancer, but also I believe your age plays a role in how fast you get treatment. It does, yeah, because he had to wait, you know, for appointments to see doctors and for tests. And I do believe your age most definitely plays a role. It does. Yeah, it does. Because with my hubby, he had brain cancer. Okay, he's fine now. We had like a tumor. And it was boom, 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 right? Let's get to it. And he had 2 operations. The last one, they couldn't get all of it because it was in a sensitive area where, you know, if they tried to attempt it, it could like say like affect like his movement or his speech, right? You don't want to be messing with that, obviously. So there's still a little bit left behind. So since there's a little bit left behind, he has to go for MRI every 6 months. And he asked them like, okay, well, when do I go? Because this has been what, around 4 years, I think 4 years. And he asked, okay, well, when do I go? Like once a year. And the doctor said that, oh, it's because you're young. So like yeah, like, okay, well, you know, just, you know, that's a positive note, you know, it's because you're young. You know, he's in his 40s like me. So yeah, so like if he was older, like it would be like probably a year, or okay, we're done, you know, you're good, it's not growing, you know, you're good, you know. So yeah, he goes every 6 months because he's young. But yeah, they moved quick with him. So yeah, I 100% do believe, you know, in my opinion, age does play a role. You know, the older you are, the less help you're going to get. Yeah, pretty much. You might disagree, but that's fine. That's just my thoughts. Okay, so every Christmas he would make cinnamon twisted bread, and he has been making this since, like, as far as I can remember being a teenager. Okay, that far, which wasn't too long ago. No. You know, once upon a time ago. And I can remember him in the kitchen making the bread, also making a mess. He was a messy baker. Yeah. And but like I never really helped, because he was the type where it was best to leave him alone so he can concentrate. But if I was around when he was making the bread and it came time to punch it, I always did that part, because that was just so fun. It's a great way to get your frustration out after the bread rises, you know, and you just go whop, you know. It's fun. I did a short for Instagram. I did a few shorts for Instagram. So, but it's like, it's really, really fun just to like, boom, you know, take that. You know? And yeah, I thought that's what I would do. I remember doing that. But because I got, you know, because I get like that too, where it's like, especially because like our kitchen is small, where it's like I just want to be left alone, you know, because the more people you have in the kitchen, you know, that can just add frustration, and you don't want to mess up, right? So it's just best to, like, okay, leave him alone, give him his space, let him, you know, concentrate. And when it came time to punch it, you know, tag me in, you know. So it's just, you know, it's like, well, we can't have Christmas without his bread, you know, and I wish we, you know, didn't have to have Christmas without him too. I mean, he'll be looking down on us, but it's not the same as physically having him here with us. So yeah, my mom and I tackled it, and you know, like, going into this, it's just like, you know, it's a new adventure. I've always wanted to venture into more bread making, and now that I can, now that the, you know, upstairs reno is like done, and we're still working on upstairs. I haven't done much upstairs because, well, yeah, it's kind of on standby. I'll explain. But yeah, where was I? But it's like I always wanted to, you know, make more bread. I made those English muffins, and those turned out great. And I want to make more of those. I want to make some just like plain ones, and yeah, hopefully I can, like, for Christmas, and like maybe like freeze some or something. We'll see. And those turned out good, and then I was like, okay, I'm just like dipping my toe into like the bread world. The one thing I'm not making though is sourdough. Okay, no. And that was like one of the trends on TikTok that in the beginning of this year, that's all that came on my For You page was sourdough bread. People starting the kit, and you had to feed it, and they name their kit. And, you know, and it's like at first, oh, okay, because like you keep seeing this, and it's like, oh, okay, I want to do that. I can't do that. No, I can't. And you know what? I don't want to. I don't have time for that because you have to feed it. I have enough mouths to feed, okay? And I would probably forget to feed it, okay? Because you sit it like on the counter, right? And like you feed it like what, once a week or every so many days. I would forget to feed it, right? And I don't really know if I like sourdough bread, so no. I probably do, but I'm like trying to think, have I ever had sourdough bread? I don't know. But it's like one of those things, you almost convince yourself, oh yeah, I could do that, but then you have to stop and think, no, like I'm sure I could, but it's like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be bothered. You know, it's just I have too much going on, and I would probably forget about it. So yeah, no, I'm good. I will do other bread that does not, you know, involve, you know, making like a starter kit, and you gotta feed it so it grows, and you take from that to make the bread. No, I'll just, you know, do the simpler stuff. Yeah, so yeah, but making English muffins was fun, and going into this, you know, just pretty much going with the flow and not knowing what to expect, and it went really good, and it was kind of fun, you know, spending time with my mom, and we tackled it, we, you know, made it, and followed the, you know, the recipe, and it was just really fun, and a lot easier than I thought it would be, I guess. Yeah, and they turned out great. So this is like one big recipe. It's a giant, it's a giant cinnamon bread recipe. So all together it makes 4 loaves, and it was just like, yeah, really fun. I really enjoyed making it. So, and Casey wants to help me make it too. I didn't know that until like later. And it's like, oh yeah, because he does like to help me in the kitchen, so I can make it with him. And it can become our new tradition every Christmas, you know, if he wants to. If me and my mom continue to do it every year, which we might, and he can come over and help. I think the first time, I just needed to be like me and my mom to kind of get a feel for it, you know. And now that I did it once, and I kind of know what to do, and, you know, like I'll be good, right? I hope. Coffee. Did anybody order DoorDash? I love Tim Hortons scene cups this year. They're very cute. We have to get McDonald's because I think McDonald's has the Grinch scenes. Yeah, Santa playing hockey. I'll probably have that later. Comes with like apple fritter though. We did have a smiley cookies. They were really good. I prefer the holiday ones over the chocolate chip ones. I find the chocolate chip cookie a little bit too sweet. Yeah, like I'll still eat it, but you know, I prefer the holiday ones. Yeah, so anyways, where was I about the bread? Yeah, so like maybe next time like I make it, you know, like Casey can make it with me and it could be like our tradition. But yeah, it was like just really nice, and there was only one person missing, my dad. I'm sure he was watching from above, but it was really fun. And then like just kneading it for like 10 minutes and seeing it come together, seeing something that you created. And yeah, I think it took us like 3.5 hours, and like we started like about 10, and like we realized with my dad it felt like it took him all day, and then we realized that that's because he was a little bit of a procrastinator, and he did take his time. He didn't start till like in the afternoon, so that's why like, it felt like it took him all day. And it's like with us, we were done I think by 2 o'clock, and it's like, wow, we still have the majority of the day left, you know. And we did do a little taste test because we get one, it's going to be in our freezer. We get a loaf, and my sisters each get a loaf, and she and my mom gets a loaf. So we took like a little sample from her loaf because, you know, it's our first time in making it. So I know that we're giving it to family, we have to make sure that it's really good, that it's edible, that there's enough cinnamon, you know. And yeah, it was, and we had it like it was still warm, and this was like after it was sitting for like good time, and it was still warm, and it was really good. It was good. So yeah, so hurry up, Christmas. Yeah. I just think some traditions you have to carry on, and this is one of them. You know, like my mom makes butter tarts, right? So it's like, yep, I'm going to have to learn how to do those too, you know. But yeah, it turned out really good. And yeah, I posted on Instagram, and I noticed earlier this week that Instagram is following in TikTok steps with limiting hashtags. Instead of like up to 30, you can only do 5 hashtags. TikTok started doing that a couple months ago. That's the new holiday one. We've already had it.
Boston cream. I'm hungry for Boston cream. Eat that.
Okay. I will.
No, you at home. Yeah, I told you. Yeah.
Go bite.
I'll be your queen.
Okay.
That's funny. That's my face on it.
Yeah.
They don't have the.
They don't have the cookie anymore. I think that's over.
Oh, it's funny.
The holiday, the donut, their holiday donut's really good. Yeah. Yeah, it's Biscoff. Oh my gosh, Biscoff. You can't go wrong. We still have to try a couple of the holiday menu items for our other channel. Yeah, Biscoff. Yeah. Yeah, enough said. Right, Biscoff. You know it's going to be delicious. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, no, so that was like, yeah, it was nice. It was kind of bittersweet though, because I did end up missing my dad. Yeah. Yeah, and I know you would be very proud. Yeah, how well it turned out. Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm talking about all over the place. Yeah, Instagram. 5 hashtags. I never used like up to 30, that's way too much, but I would use more than 5, probably like around 10. And I remember watching a video and like somebody saying that, oh, you should stop doing hashtags and stop go LOL, you know, laugh out loud. And it's like, no. Like, I'm a millennial. Like, I'm never going to stop, you know, when I'm like texting, and I think when I said it's funny and then I put LOL at the end, that's never going to stop. Like, no. Like, it's too late, you know? Like, I've already started. I've been doing that for years. I'm not going to stop. Like, people that do these videos, it's like, just zip it, you know? Like, no. And I'm always going to use hashtags. Like, you can't expect me, because it's a habit at this point, right? You can't expect me to just all of a sudden stop doing something. Like, no. Especially when it's something that there's nothing wrong with it. Like yeah. Now, does it help or no? I don't know. You know, I don't care. I still am going to use hashtags. I remember when hashtags first came out, I mean, so confused because I was like, well, that's the number sign on the telephone. Like, what the heck is a hashtag? Yeah, it's being so confused, right? Because it is. It's the number sign or tic-tac-toe, right? Yeah. Like, and then it's like, oh, okay. And then like you do it, right? Because, yeah, everybody else is. And then you get used to it, and it becomes a habit, and it's like, you know, no, I'm not going to stop. So, yeah, TikTok did that too. Yeah, they limit it to 5. I think it was like a couple of months ago. You know, not too long ago. Which is fine. You know, as long as you're still allowed hashtags, like don't ever take them away. Otherwise, I don't know what I would do. No, I'd be lost. I know. Like I still use LOL. Yeah, when I tag. Yeah. Yep. Like I said, I've been doing it for so long. It's too late to stop. So yeah. Yeah. Now, what I wish Instagram would do would, like, stop those stupid videos of their satire. I hate those, you know, because they do it for views, and it's always something ridiculous, you know, and it's like, you don't know what's real anymore, you know, and I hate that. Like, and same with AI. Sometimes AI, you know it's AI, but sometimes AI is getting trickier, and you're not 100% sure, and at this point, you just have to assume everything is either, you know, satire for views, or it's AI, you know, like nothing seems real these days. I know. And AI is scary, yeah. Oh, thank goodness for coffee. Oh, but yeah, I guess it was a good day, and then the tree happened, and I was like, yep, I'm done. I'm done. So yeah, the tree stand should come in today, and it should fit. It should, hopefully, knock on wood. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, upstairs is kind of on hold because when was it? About a week, just over a week ago, I went to my sister's to pick up my nephew's old bed because he outgrew his bed. He's very tall. Just like my kids. My kids are very tall. They're going to be taller than me. They're like already, I think, up around my shoulder, you know, so pretty soon I'll be looking down and I'll be looking up, like, you know, and which isn't allowed. Okay, that's not allowed. You cannot be that tall. But yeah, they got the tall jeans. Yeah, they did. And so they had, my sister and brother-in-law had to get him a new bed. So we went up there to get his old double bed, and my other brother-in-law helped us because he has a truck. He's like the only one we know with a truck, so he helped us. So very grateful for his help. And yeah, got there, made it there, back and forth. And we got back right when it was about to get dark, so it was good timing. And but the hubby like hurt his shoulder, his arm, so the bed still has to get put together. It's better now. But at the beginning of, I think it was this week, because he went to the doctor's this past Saturday, got some pills, and it's doing better. But it's
say medicine, because people might say
medicine. Well, it is drugs, not hard drugs, but it is drugs. I know. You're a druggie. And then obviously people don't know my sense of humor, and then they could go bugger off. Cheers. Because I've had enough. Yeah. So how did he hurt his arm? My mom's neighbor was getting rid of, she had at the curb a chair, a nice chair, which no problem. So he took that because, you know, we can resell it. We're still trying to sell it. And a big cabinet, china cabinet, okay, a double decker, okay. And sometimes they come apart, but this one didn't. And so he sold it, and you know, you're expecting like a guy to pick it up, right? Because he can help. But it was an older woman. I guess she buys these pieces and she fixes them up, and that's her income. And I think she was like in her 70s.
Yep.
Yeah. That's awesome. Like, I love that. I see people do that, and I wish I could do that. They take a piece of furniture and they just update it, you know, they paint it, you know, and it's just like they make it more beautiful, right? And so she had a truck, but she didn't have any like help. Now, when she got home, she had help to get off her truck. That was my first question. You know, my first thought was, well, how is she going to get off the truck? You know, so he lifted that big, heavy cabinet onto her truck. He did have a dolly, you know, but still, it's still big and heavy. And I think that is what he did, something like from his neck to his shoulder, and then he couldn't move his arm. He can move it now. It's better now. But so yeah, that's why like upstairs it's kind of on standby, because I need the bed put together so we can like rearrange the furniture. So each boy has a double bed, and they're good, and hopefully we can get our bed up there. And I still have to find curtains and curtain rods, but it's just, I don't know, there's too much going on. I think the ones I want on Amazon, I'll have to see if they're back in stock. I know they were out of stock, but so I have to see if they're back in stock in the color that I want. Although I could check Giant Tiger, because Giant Tiger, I bought them before Giant Tiger blackout curtains, so I might check Giant Tiger. But I do need curtain rods. I'm trying not to spend too much on curtain rods because, yeah, I know, on the way to Windsor. I wish we had one closer.
You should have one here in Amherstburg.
I don't think there's any room for one.
Yeah,
I know.
There's a whole bunch of lease right now. And
Yeah.
Big house.
Amherstburg is pretty built up. Like, yeah. But that's why I don't stand by. Oh, that's what I mean. It's just been one thing after another, and it's like, yeah, okay, I'm done. Here's my white flag. I'm done. You know, wake me up in the new year. Yeah. And then I went over where, like, I wrote down what I'm making this year and what I need. I have to, like, check the measurements, like, for butter, to want to make sure I have enough butter. But I did find, you know, Paula Deen holiday bacon. I'm going to do a recipe, and oh yeah, I made this one before, oatmeal cranberry white chocolate cookies. I don't use the white chocolate, but they're really good. Did I make them last year? I forget. I might have, but I know I have made them before. They're really good. I just don't do this. I made chocolate chips. They're expensive. I'm going to go to the bulk food store because I do need chocolate chips for my peanut butter balls, and I know Casey is not going to be happy if I don't make them. So it's like I have to make them. Yeah, that's my tradition. You know how everybody has something they make every year? That's mine, along with my confetti squares. Yeah, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. You have to make it, okay? Yeah, and then I have an old Pioneer Woman magazine I probably thrifted or got at a yard sale, and these look good. Chocolate peppermint thumbprint cookies, so those look really good. Yes. And I only need a 1/3 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. I think I already have that, but let me see how many. Oh, a 3/4 cup of cinnamon chocolate chips. So I'm going to see how many chocolate chips I need. I think for my peanut butter cookies it's like around a cup I use, so I'm going to see. I might get them in the bulk food store. I'm still hoping they go on rollback at Walmart. Hold on, where else? Yeah, a bag at No Froze for PC is $5. Highway robbery. Yeah, it's crazy. But I know it's because what's going on. It's like something with like, yeah, the plant. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to enjoy my donut, rest of my coffee, and just, you know, bounce off the walls. Why not? And yeah, I have to go Dollarama too. I did start a list with Dollarama. Elf on the Shelf starts in a few days. I have to pick up a few more things. I think I need 3 more ideas. So I'm going to see if I can find 3 things for the elf to bring at Dollarama. You know, I'm pretty good there. It's just always something going on. Yeah, always something to remember. And And then this is the time of year I have like tons of like lists, you know, like I don't know, shopping lists, you know, and I'll have a list for what I need at each store. Yeah, and my list grows just as long as Santa's list. You know, it does. Yeah. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna enjoy my coffee and donut. I will see you guys. Oh yeah, I gotta do that too. I want to do a video of the river lights. Like maybe I have to wait till it's like really nice. Right now it's not so nice. I'm hoping it gets a little bit nicer. It's like windy, and that wind would pick up on the camera. That would be annoying. So if the wind could die down, that'd be great. You know. Oh yeah, I'll bring some hot chocolate and we'll go look at the river lights. And I think Bumble is fixed because if you remember, when we went to the tree lighting, it was not working. Bumble and his Rudolph, you know, friends, they were not working. So that should be fixed. And there's a lot more to see too. And we still have to get a close-up of our town's tree. And we do have a giant Frosty. Just like we have a giant Bumble, we have a giant Frosty the Snowman. Which both of those were made by somebody in town. So somebody who was probably really good at, like, you know, decoupage, or you know, like that kind of crap. Remember doing that? Yeah. Remember making like your own pinatas? Yeah. They were really good at that. Yeah, I was like, wow. So but we still gotta take a close look at them, and there's other lights too that we didn't see. It's just hard to see because the, you know, when it's tree lighting, it's a lot busy in those areas, and it's like best to go on another day. Yeah. And we'll have to go before, I know they hold a different event where that they have Santa and Mrs. Claus. We've been a couple times, but I think my boys are too old for that. And that is usually, I don't think it's this weekend. I think it's next weekend. So we'll figure it out. We'll go and we'll bring hot chocolate and we'll go look at our town's lights because they really do a great job, and they have come a long way since they started, and really it does look like a Hallmark Christmas movie. And like, I don't know why Hallmark hasn't filmed here. Like, they're missing out because it is like a Hallmark kind of town, like, you know, Hallmark vibes, and they're missing out. So I'm just saying, Hallmark, you know, you don't know what's good for you apparently, because it's the perfect filming location, you know, like, hint, hint, especially at Christmas. Hint, hint. Come, brave the Canadian winters. Yeah. We don't bite, but our winters do. We only bite if you don't give us coffee. I gotta go. Alright, I'll see you guys next video. Take care, be blessed, and yeah, hopefully my tree is back up straight and you know, that way. Yeah. Ta-ta for now. Bye.